Are you ready? Welcome. Nice to have you with us. At least you. And I was wondering if we would have another topic for the session, like the efficiency of red wine or chocolate on the lifespan. We would have 80 or 100 spectators here. But this is not our topic. Our topic is about no risk, no fun. Startups. Risk, chance, and challenge for traditional businesses. Risk and challenge if they don't cooperate, if they don't see and identify the chances, and chance if they cooperate, and risk and chance for the founders themselves as one. Chance if their idea and support are strong enough to accelerate like rockets, and risk if they die in financial starvation before they really could take off. So to minimize the risks and to maximize the chances, there have been established many campuses and innovation centers all over the world, alone 160 innovation centers in Germany, hosting more than 6,000 companies. And all over France as well, even more specialized in the touristic sector. Since December 2016, there is a national organization for startups in tourism, which is called France Tourism Lab. And in Paris, we have Welcome City Lab, with 30 touristic companies, startups, which work in this campus and network with each other. So how the idea came up. Some months ago, when I did my investigations for a French destination magazine, I experienced something very special in Strasbourg. It is VizEat. Probably one or the other of you have heard of this. VizEat is a challenge for Airbnb. It is a challenge for restaurants like Airbnb for the hotels. So in many countries, meanwhile, you can book an evening, a dinner accompanied by drinks in private families with their children, with their dogs, with everything. You book it for 20, 25 euros per person, and you don't go to a restaurant, you go to a private host, to a private family, to have nice talks about the destination, to catch some authenticity for your group. Either you do it privately, or you bring a small group of 8, 10, 12 or 20 to a private family for a nice evening. And this is what I experienced, and they told me it is such a nice idea that they made many friends all over the world meanwhile. They have friends from America, they have friends from China, which came to Strasbourg to experience another gastronomic experience than in a boring traditional restaurant. And sometimes it goes far beyond midnight, and many bottles have been drunk. And they said it's not a business case. It's more about friendship, because if you calculate 20 or 25 euros for a 3-course dinner with aperitif, with drinks, and one bottle follows the other if it goes to midnight, it is something more than business. So one of our panelists, and I will introduce them to you one by one, is Christelle Larché from VizEat. Christelle, could you please describe us the enormous speed which this idea took up since 2014 from there to now, and how you did it?
Yes, of course. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being there. VizEat has been created 2 years and a half ago by 2 co-founders, French co-founders, Jean-Michel Petit and Camille Rumani. Sorry. The idea started that seeing that the more and more people were traveling around the globe, and there were and there were less and less communication. Sorry, do you hear me? Okay, less and less communication and meeting local people during the travel. So the idea started there. Jean-Michel was in Peru with one of his sons. And the best experience he enjoyed was by eating and having a lunch with an Indian family on the Titicaca Lake. And Camille, in the other side, she was in China, living in China, and the best memories she had is when she was having dinners and having lunches with Chinese friends at their homes. So the idea started there. At the beginning, there were 30 people. That was most of them families and friends of the co-founders in 3 countries that were proposing dinners at their homes. And now we have 22,000 hosts in 110 countries, offering not only dinners but also cooking classes, wine tastings, food tours, whatever it's about food. It's just an excuse, and the most important thing in VizEat is the human aspect, the experience of sharing a moment with local peoples and discovering the cities they are traveling to from the inside. And it's not, as you were saying, that the restaurants is very different. Obviously, it's different experience. But most of the time, the people, when they are traveling to their homes, the hosts are telling them, you have to go to this restaurant, you have to go there, because it's the good tips they have in their own cities, and they share it with their guests. So that's the start of VizEat and the status now.
This is a tremendous development within 2.5 years.
Yes.
How did you manage to do this development with which financial support or financial basics?
Yes, the website started in July 2014, and the month after we raised 1 million euros. And last year in September we raised another 5 million euros. So it's important. We have some investors that are obviously trusting us. Mm-hmm. We also are a very serious company. Obviously, since the beginning, we select the hosts that are on the platform. We check their ID. We check that everything is okay. We send also professional photographers to the homes in the biggest cities. To be sure everything is fine. They can obviously put the menu they want, but we also help them to put the right price. Obviously, if you have a traditional wine tasting, but very, very expensive, we tell them it's maybe not so good to. You should try to do some other things. So that's the investor part and the community part, and we also have an insurance that covers up to £1 million. Each part, guests and hosts, from the start of the travel to the home host. So everything is covered. Obviously, it has never been used, but we have it because it's a warranty for each part to be sure everything is okay.
Let us imagine I'm the organizer of a strategy meeting in Paris for 12 or 14 participants, a smaller group. How do I approach my private evening for my group in Paris? How is the procedure?
You contact us.
Via website or?
No, you call us. We have a team of the partnership team, and we have also on the website we have also a special event request form, so you can obviously send us an email, and we check all the requirements you have, and we see our best host that can fit with your requirements to select them and to propose it to you. So when it's smaller groups, obviously, for example, in Paris, we have people that have big homes, but not so big to host 50 people in a seated dinner, obviously. If you know one, please give me the contact, but for now not. And if there are biggest group, as we already organized a big group in November 2015 for the Airbnb Open, we organized at the same night a dinner for 1,000 people in 200 homes of Parisian homes. So we can also organize big events by splitting, obviously, the groups in smaller ones, so they can experience a real immersive and authentic and unique experience with the local people.
So this is quite a good answer to another question which I might have put. How can startups have a strong influence even on the MICE industry? Because this is revolutionary also for MICE, that you are able
Yes.
to host a group of 1,000 for one evening and you split them to 200 locations. That's great.
Yes.
So this is not anything for spontaneous bookings. If we talk over groups, I guess it takes some weeks of pre-warning time for you to organize an appropriate host.
This kind
right?
of big events, obviously, it cannot be done like this, and
Yep.
we also select the host to be sure everything is fine.
Yep.
So it's yes, it's quite a big work for this size of groups. For smaller one, we can be more reactive, obviously, for smaller groups requests. And the important thing is it's a disruptive thing, and for the MICE organizers, it's very different, and you can have a very good added value to your clients' proposals because it's very new, and the people are looking of this. We also organize like team building challenges in Barcelona. Sorry, it's in France, but even in other cities. But cooking classes, challenges with different teams of the companies. So it's it's a different way of building the team. So that's it.
And of course, comme il faut, you have an app to make it easy.
Obviously, we
Yep.
have an app
Okay.
on the App Store. We were highlighted. We are in the top 3 of the apps in most of countries in Europe. We launched the app in China 2 weeks ago. We were also highlighted in the App Store, and obviously for Android, we also have the app. Yes.
So this is a real success story, although we talk about a venture capital of 6 million euros. Okay. Now let's ask Florian Benejean from Jomo.
My Jomo.
My Jomo. What have you done? I guess your startup is more based on the MICE industry.
Yes,
what have you
sure.
done?
Yes, we built a smart badge, this one, on which you can display any picture from a smartphone or from a computer. And the main goal is to display a message to your surrounding and to update this message as many times as you want. So we are here to engage people to do something, to understand your product, to understand your service, and to go further with you.
It's not so easy to understand it
Yeah.
in depth. Okay, to send something from my smartphone to your badge,
Yes.
or to my badge, to your badge. So this is RFID technology, I guess.
There is RFID technology, NFC,
Yep.
actually, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. The main idea is that, let's say you have a store or you have you have a convention like this one, and you give a badge to all of the people that showing something at this convention, and they can put anything they want. Like, come in France, it's a great city, it's a great country. You know, you can promote, you can say things about services or products you are selling or showcasing.
And you can address everybody who is involved into this closed circle at any time with any message.
Yes, that's it.
And it's shown on the button.
Yep, like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's easy.
Yeah. And this is really new, or do you have competitors? I guess you have competitors
Yes,
in the
we do.
MICE sector who do similar things.
Yes, actually we have two competitors, one in Sweden and the other one in Israel. They have the same technology, but they're aiming at B2C customers, and we are aiming B2B customers.
When did you start with your idea?
We started 6 months ago, 7 months ago now.
7 months ago.
Yep. And we have more than 150 clients, and this week we celebrate our 1,000th user.
Which means your financial outlook into the future is positive.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Yes. We're actually looking for fundings, and we are growing fast. So, yes, it's good, really good.
But you still need financial support.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We have to product hardware, and hardware is like higher. It's a high price, you know. So we need funds to build it.
how did you get to the idea? Many startups are startups which come from the university scene. You were students, or where do you come from?
No.
No.
Okay. Before that, I worked at Airbus. So I worked at Airbus. I was in R&D department, and after that I worked at Sigfox, and then I tried some different ideas. I built some different startups, and I went in a lot of conventions like this one, and I was looking at this badge, and I was thinking, it's not quite effective, you know. Can be this way, or okay, you're Florian, but what do you do? What are you looking for? And I thought we can have a connected badge, we can have a dynamic badge on which you can display whatever you want to help to hire more efficiently people.
Yeah, which doesn't spoil your dress and is less boring.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. What do you think, in which fields, concerning your experience of the last months, do we need more support for startups? What can be done, what can be improved? What would have been your wishes?
Yep. I think the biggest problem we have to deal with is to keep in touch with people we met in convention like this one. You can exchange business cards, but I went to CES in January and I came back in France with like 350 business cards, and I was looking at it and I don't know who are they. I don't know where I met them. I don't know what do they do. So I was thinking we have to keep in touch, and we have to keep in touch in a smart way. I have to know when I met this person and why I talk with that person.
Yep.
I think it's the biggest challenge we have today at my event.
To come from the idea to distribution.
Yep.
That's the problem.
Yep.
Because this is a brain product and the rest is a street product.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Another question, the acceptance of newcomers is also a problem. Many traditional companies still have a preference for well-established partners. They ask for references and so on. This is about risk aversion in general. How is your experience in this field? Did you meet open brains and open hearts, or prejudices?
No, yes, we met a lot of open-minded. I have a story. I used to talk with Airbus to equip them with my Jomo, and I met them at CES. And they said, okay, yes, it's a nice product, and we might try it in our convention. And they sent me an email, and I didn't respond quickly. So they said, okay, yep, whatever. Well, we don't work with that guy. And then I called them back, and they said, yeah, you can come back and show us and explain us what do you do. And I came, and they said, okay, tonight we have a big event. Can you build a badge for us? I said, yes, of course I can. It took only 10 minutes. And I did it, and they said, wow, it's amazing. You can do things really, really quickly. When we work with our usual partners, it can take several weeks. So they are amazed by the speed of execution.
So this is a true USP. The speed, the rapid availability.
Yep.
Although I think one of your biggest challenges for every startup is to get adapted to the rules of the severe business world.
Yes, that's
you have to.
Yeah.
Okay. There is a nice competition in Germany. I don't know if you heard about it. It's called Captain Mice Future. Did anybody of you hear about it? This is a competition which was founded by a German association, and every year they identify 10 startups which they bring to a roadshow. They bring them to 4 German cities. They invite 40, 50, 60, up to 100 planners, and in quick sessions, introducing sections of 3 to 5 minutes, they have to introduce their project to the planners, to the audience. And afterwards, the planners vote on 4 different cities. And after 4 cities, you have the winner of this year, the winning startup, and this is Captain Mice Future. And these startups are only relevant for the mice industry, which I think is very interesting. Does any of you have experiences with startups or ideas where you could identify a good chance for a startup in the mice industry? No. It's a white blanket for you. But I hope at least interesting, these two things, well, what you heard, what happens in the scenery behind the curtain. Yeah. Behind the curtain is a question for Violaine Terreaux. She is from Business France, and it's not so easy. She's from Business France, and would you please explain a bit what Business France is doing in the field of startups?
Absolutely. I will explain about Business France in general, and afterwards, a little bit about startups. Business France is a national agency supporting the international development of the French economy. Its three key responsibilities. It's to support French and foreign companies with their international development. It's promote France's attractiveness to business, and it's facilitate job creating for its investment in France. We have a strong network in 85 countries with 120 offices. In Germany, 50 people are based in Düsseldorf, and we have only one office in Germany. This is Düsseldorf. With startups, the French government started a label with its French tech. I think you know my Jomo. I saw your picture on it. Thank you. So French tech, what is it? It represents everybody working in or for a startup in France or abroad. And we realize that there is more than 9,400 startups in France, and 1/3 of them are based in Paris area. There is a lot of network. There is a strong network about French tech in France through the metropole, like Toulouse. I think you're my Jomo from Toulouse, no? Okay. Toulouse, Lyon, Paris, everywhere. Some different thematic like IoT, health tech, fintech, retail tech, and also abroad with the French Tech Hub. There is 22 cities on 5 continents, Berlin, New York, London, Barcelona, Shanghai, San Francisco, everywhere. So it's quite developed everywhere. And a good example of the strong network of French tech is the CES. In 2014, there was only 44 startups on the French startup on the CES. 2 years after, 2016, 179 French startup on the CES. It's a big event, really big one. What about business from the startups? So we support startups to fund some new investor, to meet some big companies abroad, and to find new customer. That's it.
So this is how you met my Jomo. Do you have common experiences? This is a dangerous session. You can easily claim we have.
Absolutely.
But how close are you to the basis where ideas arise?
I didn't work with my Jomo, but I think that you already work with French Tech and with the Metropole and so on. A lot.
Yes, actually we worked with French Tech since the beginning. Yep. We met a lot of people at the French Tech. They help us to go to CES, CES Las Vegas, to go to MWC Barcelona, to come here. And they are talking about us, and they are helping us to meet, journalists, VCs, and customers. So yes, it's a great organization.
So it's all about opening doors.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. So far, so good. I think from my side, every question is answered. 30 minutes. Some questions for you, from your side? No? Just interested in having business cards from my Jomo and VizEat, probably? Okay. Thank you for coming here. Enjoy the rest of the fair, and thank you.